Everybody asks me about their bowel movements. What a business. When I was a little boy, I didn't think I would grow up to... Anyways, so what's the deal? Now, let me tell you about the past. So when I was trained as a general surgeon, I went to medical school and started as my internship in 1978. If you had abdominal surgery, bowel surgery, stomach surgery, here's what would happen afterwards. After surgery, when you woke up, there'd be a big plastic tube in the back of your throat going through your nose down into the stomach, okay, called an NG tube. It is no fun, okay? That's really unpleasant. You probably have a catheter in your bladder for the first day or so, because the timing of the surgery is several hours and you have to empty the bladder, otherwise the bladder overstretches and all kinds of problems. So you wake up with those two tubes, neither one is any fun. And then we would wait. We'd see you on the first day after surgery, the second day after surgery, the third day after surgery, and sometime between the 3, 4, 5 days after surgery, you would pass some gas and then have a bowel movement. After that, you would get to be seen to take out the NG tube. And then the next day, if you did okay, then you would get sips of clear liquids. And the next day after that, you would get clear liquids. And the next day after that, you get what we call full liquids, like milk and stuff. The next day after that, you get a soft diet. And the next day after that, you get a regular diet. And the next day after that, you go home. But if you didn't have a bowel movement for 7 days, all that would be delayed for another 3 or 4 or 5 days. So you would be in the hospital after this surgery anywhere from 7 to 14 days. That's the way I was taught. And around the world, a lot of doctors still do that. Okay? Now, with the revolution in laparoscopic surgery, we found that people feel better and they can leave the hospital, but it still can take some time for the bowel movements to start up. And what we found is it doesn't make any difference. In my experience, and remember I've operated on over 6,000 patients now, the timing of the bowel movement has never been an important issue. So we have a lot of people, especially if they have some medical background, where they focus on that. And I just got a nice email back from the head of Southeastern United States Mercedes dealers. He's the representative for Mercedes for all the Southeast. Haven't been able to figure a way to wangle something out of that, but
Yeah.
I'm working on it. But he had the same thing, and he went home, and he would email me every day, sometimes twice a day, still haven't had a bowel movement. And so he just emailed me yesterday. He's now about 3 or 4 weeks out, and he says, I guess you were right, because everything's working and fine. So for our patients and for this video, the big conclusion is don't worry about it. And we've never had a patient in which the timing of the bowel movement was an issue. There are things to worry about, the pain and the nausea we talked about. There are things to worry about, but the bowel movement we found, and we give thanks, has never been an issue.